Well, hey there, moviegoers. It's Alex again with another edition of Talkeez. This week I'd like to talk to you guys about Take Me Home... What? Too much? Seriously? Okay. You know, this hair doesn't blow dry itself. Yeah, think about that. There. Is that a little better? Thank you. This week I'd like to talk to you guys about Take Me Home Tonight. Take Me Home Tonight is the new R-rated retro comedy, directed by Michael Dowse and starring Topher Grace, Dan Fogler, Anna Faris, and Teresa Palmer. The film is set in 1988, and follows a college graduate who is still unsure of what he wants to do with his life. He runs into his high school crush, ladies, who tells him about a party that will be going on later that evening. He decides that this is going to be the night to change everything. First in the cast is former That 70s Show cast member, Topher Grace. Topher Grace is always so great at playing himself. His character in Take Me Home Tonight is a lot like his character Eric from That 70s Show, just in the 80s, so he's making his way through the decades. Having said that, it is a great character. It was funny, it was very real, and it carried the movie perfectly. His nerdiness and awkwardness kinda hit a little too close to home for me. I was hoping for a little more variety from Grace, but what can I say, the man's good at what he does. Next in the cast is the outrageous Dan Fogler. Fogler's comedic style is a lot like Jack Black's, just minus the rock and roll. And that's not to say he doesn't make it his own. He plays the crazy sidekick and the source for most of the really funny moments. His physical comedy is off the charts. He's somehow extremely graceful when it comes to being clumsy. I thought he was a great contrast to Grace's character. Next is Anna Faris. Faris is always pretty funny. She plays Grace's character's twin sister and sort of the moral compass for the film. I can't say I loved her, but she did add a lot to both the story and the formation of Grace's character. And it was nice to see her acting a little more normal than she does in her usual roles. Lastly is Teresa Palmer, who I actually saw a couple weeks ago in I Am Number 4. This was a definite departure from her role in that film, though. She was Grace's character's high school crush, so she had to be a dream girl. And she was. I just couldn't find anything wrong with her. She was so cool without being unbelievably cool. And I thought her character was the most perfectly constructed out of any of them. She did make all of the crazy things the characters went through seem totally worth it. So there were some minor ups and downs in this movie. It was kind of blah. The story was a little weird. I did like that it was a semi-familiar story arc, while still managing to tell a rather unfamiliar story, but it just kind of seemed all thrown together. What did bump it up a notch was the complete immersion in the late 80s. The soundtrack was amazing. And you know, you'd think it would be a parody of the 80s, with a lot of jokes about how big cell phones are and certain things that they don't know yet, but in the future we do. Ladies. But in a way it was actually more of a period piece, which is weird to say. It was a story about people that just happened to take place in 1988. I think they did an amazing job of capturing a universal spirit and telling it through the eyes of a generation that's usually just parodied and laughed at. In conclusion, I would like to give Take Me Home Tonight a 6 out of 10. It's not a movie I would rush to theaters to see, but it was good for some nostalgia and laughs. So that is it for this week's edition of Talkeez. Signing off for FingerLakes1.com, my name is Alex Sinacropi, and what I really want to do is direct. I'll see you guys later.
FingerLakes1.com